We are continuing to see some light snow here in southern Lebanon County. Overnight, they accumulated about 3 to 4 inches. And if you take a look over here at Bird Coleman Road, you can see what a lot of these back roads look like. What we know at this point is the Dauphin County District Attorney is confirming that multiple police officers were injured in a shooting here on Mulberry and 18th Street in Harrisburg. Here is a look at the scene. People who are against this pipeline are making sure that their stance is known. You can see there are a lot of signs just like this one right here that are lining the construction zone. What's actually causing these power outages here in this area is this pole right behind me. We're kept far back because it is a very dangerous situation here, we are told by officials, but there was a fire to that electric pole there right in front of the hospital here on South George Street. And if that pole falls, which they are expecting it may do, that is what would cause that risk. So that is why they have traffic being diverted from this area. This portion of South George Street is completely closed. And if you take a look over this way, if we walk this way, you can see this is where fire crews are diverting traffic. This morning, we are getting a look at one of 2 police cruisers that was damaged during this police chase last night. At this time, there are no injuries that have been reported, but if you take a look behind me, you can see that it is still a very active scene. This is here on Royal Drive in Manchester Borough, York County. Fire crews are currently working to make sure that all hot spots are put out. You can see the extent of this damage. In just a few hours, hundreds of people are expected to gather to honor and remember the life of Deputy Christopher Hill. Those who knew him say he was a devoted family man and one of the best in his field. This right here is the latest influenza report from the Pennsylvania Department of Health, and it shows increased flu activity significantly in the past few weeks compared to previous weeks. Every night around 8 o'clock, Joshua Corney plays taps here at his home on Glen Avenue, but starting tomorrow, that will no longer be the case. He says instead he will just play taps for his own personal use because of some negativity that continues to surround this issue. Now the sun is starting to come up. We are getting a better look at the massive amounts of ice that are on the Susquehanna River, but what I really want you to take a look at is over here. If I walk this way, you can see where there was some flooding that has now turned into a sheet of ice. That's what we've been hearing cracking most of the morning this morning. But the main concern here is the ice jams that could develop and then lead to more minor flooding in this area that we did see earlier this week. Now take a look at this video shot earlier this week by our Skywatch near Long Level Road. It gives you a little bit of a better idea of just how much ice is over the Susquehanna River right now. And business owners in the area say it's been a very long time since they've seen it like this.
As far as the water and so forth goes, we had the flow come through and the ice movement. Been here quite a few years, and we used to see it regularly. It's first we've done it for a while.
Ice jams on both sides of the river earlier this week in York and Lancaster counties have caused some minor flooding and damage. As you saw just a few moments ago, officials say they are continuing to monitor the conditions of the river and any ice jams that potentially form. Now, one of the things with these ice jams is that they can happen very quickly and they are very unpredictable. But as I mentioned, officials in both York and Lancaster counties say they are continuing to monitor the conditions. Live in Lower Windsor Township, York County, Jennifer Reddy, Fox 43 News. A man accused of shooting and killing former pro basketball star Lorenzen Wright went before a judge in Memphis, Tennessee for the first time. Authorities say Billy Turner killed Wright 7 years ago. Lebanon County is trying to aid an influx of families coming from hurricane-ravaged areas. Since September 25th, 150 students from the Caribbean islands, Florida, and Texas have enrolled in the Lebanon County School District. And before that winter weather approaches, PennDOT officials are also reminding motorists to download the 511 PA app. The app allows drivers to see updated road conditions, traffic cameras, and advisories. Right now, we are on the scene of a reported shooting here on the corner of 19th and Dairy Streets in Harrisburg. If you take a look behind me, you can see a significant amount of police activity. They are continuing to investigate who is responsible for making these threats, but meanwhile, parents are seeking answers. For parents in the Central York School District, there's anger and frustration.
This is not a game. This is my children's lives.
Linda Varas Lopez's son Tyler is a student in the district. She says he showed her some of the threats and reported them to police.
I don't sleep. I worry. And it's just not fair. This is not how I wanted my children raised.
The alleged threats were made on social media towards several of the district schools earlier this week. Police say they were specific, threatening violence against students and referencing the increased police activity they had on campus. This message was shown to us by parents.
To all parents out there, it's your kids that we care about. It's their safety. We don't want to put them at risk. I'm not going to recommend sending them to school when we have a very direct and specific threat to our students.
Today is one of the busiest travel days of the Thanksgiving holiday, and if you are going to be hitting the road, you might want to do so sooner rather than later. You can see that it's relatively smooth sailing here right now, but officials say later today between 3 and 8 o'clock tonight, that's the busiest time for people to be out on the turnpike later today.
Keeping an eye on those road conditions for us. Jen, where are you and how does it look there?
Hey, good morning, Andrew. Well, we are right on Queen Street in York County, and we are starting to see the snow let up a little bit, but we are still seeing some slick road conditions. If you take a look over here, again, we are on Queen Street, and you can see this is what a lot of the secondary roads look like. Here at the Lancaster train station, it is the party before the party. These fans are loyal, they are passionate, and they are ready to go to Philadelphia. Here at Jackson School, they are getting ready. There are poll workers behind these doors right now getting ready for voters to come in about a half hour. The Northampton County District Attorney rules the use of deadly force by 2 Pennsylvania state troopers earlier this month was justified. State Police Corporal Seth Kelly was shot multiple times when he and a fellow trooper were shot at by a driver during a traffic stop northeast of Allentown. This morning, crews are working to clean up at least 210,000 gallons of oil that leaked out of the Keystone Pipeline. TransCanada shut down its massive pipeline Thursday morning when a drop in pressure was detected. Technicians found the leak on a section of the pipe that runs through rural South Dakota. We are also waiting to learn more about the structure, whether this was a home or some type of other building. We are waiting to speak with the lieutenant, who says he will update us as soon as he can. A lot of schools in our area are making sure that students are participating in the walkout inside their school buildings, in gyms, auditoriums, or hallways.
And that's where we find Fox 43's Jennifer Reddy this morning with her workout gear on. Oh my
goodness.
goodness. Get it, girl. Get it. Wow.
You know, guys, I'm trying to get that workout in early this morning. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Fox 43 Morning News. It is 6 o'clock on your Friday morning. I'm Jennifer Reddy.
Yeah, and I'm Amy Lutz, and we are continuing our Live and Local series where we go live all morning from one of the many unique towns in Central PA.
And this morning, Fox 43's Matt Maisel and Andrea Michaels are in Harrisburg. They will be there all morning long. Looking a little bit cold out there, guys.
Jen, just in case you didn't hear Chris, he has challenged you to a snow angel. So just want to make sure that you're aware.
I did hear that rumor, and I'll get to that in a minute, but the good news is the snow is tapering off here in Lebanon County. But the bad news is it is leaving some residual side effects here on these back roads here. You can see just how snow covered they are. This is what a lot of the back roads are looking like. I heard rumor on the street from our producer Dom is that he had pretty good form, but I think I can one-up him a little bit better.